I joined the Women's Royal Air Force in 1953, and I signed on for 4 years, and I really wanted to come overseas. But at that time, the only trades that were available were cooking or radar. Radar had always been something out of a Dan Dare comic, but the war had a lot resting on its laurels with radar, and the English had perfected so many things. So I really wanted to come overseas, but I was told if I entered into radar, if there was an opening. Well, of course, there was never an opening, so I stuck with radar. I became quite good at it, actually. So I took upon myself to do all the sports I could, because that meant you went to other bases to play. So there was grass hockey, table tennis, cricket, swimming, and finally, looking for something else, they wanted a team of women to shoot .303 British rifles. So, the thing is, don't volunteer, but we volunteered, and we ended up at Bisley. Now, Bisley is the #1 place in the world, or it was at that time, to shoot. And it was really weird. There were some scary people on those teams. But I got to meet a lot of people, and it was a toss-up in '57 whether to stay on or do something else. And there still wasn't any vacancies to go overseas in the motor pool, or at that time the Queen herself was in the army and she was in the motor pool, so maybe that was my objective, I don't know. So I retired, and then it was shortly after I retired, I read that article in the paper and I decided that's what I'm going to do. I went back twice in the early '60s, and I've been here ever since in this area. Although I did tour Alberta with the blood transfusion service, the Red Cross. So that's it in a nutshell.